So I like what you're saying, and it does need to come from our communities. How do we most effectively get the largest response?
Like, what do you mean, Madam President? From communities?
Right.
From people?
Yeah.
Well, I think, like Alan said, we're just starting right now. And we haven't really even, you know, in terms of occupying the field, we haven't clearly articulated how we are going to occupy that field. Like, for example, I think we can all agree we don't want Métis locals.
Yeah. I don't think we want to structure ourselves after organizations that haven't been successful and that there's been, you know, continual problems. We want to structure ourselves in a way that we're representative of the people and that it's the people that are being heard. You know, sometimes my biggest struggle is just having somebody to, you know, to assign other duties to, because there's only so many of us around right now that are, you know, actively doing things, and you can only take put the work onto others so much, right? And we've been really busy the last month and a half, extremely busy the last month and a half.
We've been at it for 7 months now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really, you know what, I think one of the things that I like to brag about is it's been 7 months, but we've brought in over $2 million in that 7 months. And a lot of it is things like this, consulting the community. And we just
We're spending the money on the communities, not us.
Yeah. That's the main thing. But I would say
I'm volunteering.
Yeah, none of us are getting a wage. So
I would say this, Madam President. You know, when we just to give you an example, the work is slow. When we restarted Métis Local 126, it went from 11 members at our first meeting to 1,100 in 1 year. But we had a identifiable structure. So you know what? We've got to quit chasing our tails, and we've got to come up with an ideal about how we're going to structure ourselves and hit the ground running, because we could raise $100 million,
right,
and it won't mean anything unless we know that what we're doing with that money is actually benefiting community members, and they are actively participating in the organization. And I know I keep harkening back to this, but this is just my experience. When Métis Society took the people out of the equation, that organization has floundered. Yeah, it's got a nice building, and it's got a structure, and it's got this, and it's got an assembly. But do they really have the connection to the community? Do they? I would say they don't. Honestly, I don't think they do. They're not connected, and we have an opportunity to structure something that can bring back those. Remember those days, Alan, when you would go to a meeting, even in Buckland, you'd have like 100 people.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to Duck Lake one time, and Christ, there was just about a big fist fight between John Hannikin and Melanchuk and Peter Reddick. But the velodrome was full. There was 200 people in there, and it was like it was like the you know that show Revenge of the Nerds, where those big black guys walk in to protect the little nerd guy. Well, that's exactly what happened. There was like 15 of us that walked in front of the stage at the velodrome and protected Peter for I don't know why, but it was so crazy. But the point is that the community was involved, and
right.
and they were having a say in it, and that's what we need to do. That's what we need. So we need to come up with that structure, Madam President, to hit the ground running, because it just can't be us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Rock and Kelly 7 or 8, and Jillian 9.
Yeah. Oh, there's more than that. There's more that you're not seeing. But
Okay.
I was just, as you were saying this, I'm thinking to myself, like, we're talking about engaging the population and getting them involved. Is it not happening because they've been pushed out? Is that why it's happening? They've been pushed out for so long that they don't, that they're, because it actually becomes laterally violent. Like the last MNLA I attended for the Métis Nation of Saskatchewan, the cops came and were trying to remove us. And so, and that seems to be the par for the course, So is it people are not becoming involved or saying because it's foreign? It's, it's been going on for a couple of years now. And are they used to being excluded? Are they apathetic? It's hard to know. We don't want fistfights breaking out at the velodrome, but we want engagement, right?
Well, I was there. We stopped a great big brawl. Fiddlers and P were ready to lynch everybody in there. It was a good meeting.
Let me give you guys an example of what you're discussing right now. My hometown of La Crosse used to be 90% Métis. But since Bill C-31, it's now about 7-30. 30% of the community have become status Indians. But what happened is they belong to Chino Lake Band, or they belong to English River Band, or they belong to Buffalo River Band, or other bands. This year, when school started, the kids were getting books and pencils and stuff to begin school. The status kids were kind of left out because the bands were telling them, you have to be in the reserve in order for us to give you school supplies. Even though they were members of English River or members of Canoe Lake, for example, Canoe River. To me, that's not right when you tell a child, you have to be in the band before I give you school supplies. So Rossignol School ended up giving them the supplies themselves. And that's where I think that's just an example of how the things that we could deal with, of how people are falling through the cracks when it comes to education, for example. That's just one example. I could probably give you a bunch of examples, but that one comes in my mind because my sister's grandchildren are First Nation, and she was telling me that they were being excluded and being told, well, we're not going to give you supplies unless you belong to English River, unless you're in the reserve.
Yeah.
Now, is that right or wrong? I don't know.
That's wrong. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, going back to the government's divide and conquer, with the Daniels case, we're all Indigenous. We're all under the, in the Constitution, and what one gets, the other should get. And, and it should be, I find so much wrong with that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to get abused like everybody else, so Madam President.
So your rights are portable.
Yeah.
So moving forward, though, I want to just echo what Alan's saying to people listening in. I would encourage them to send emails to Madam President and talking about how they could play a role in this organization, how they can truly participate and feel like they are part of a movement, I guess, if you, for lack of a better term, in dealing with our issues at the community level, because we need to. It is a perplexing position that we find ourselves in right now. We have all of these issues, and like just even the movement of this COVID money, in a way, has presented some administrative governance sort of things, because we were scrambling to. But we did a good job getting the money out to the community. What I'm saying is that we need to. Like Alan, you remember during we were talking about self-government and how they did it in Ontario. What did they call those community-based?
Charter community.
Yeah, chartered communities. So we need to come up with a structure that allows for people to actually join in the conversations with through a process. And I know we don't want to be like every other organization, but we need. A process, a structure.
Yeah. Yeah. We are in the process.
You're froze.
Oh, sorry. We're in the process of getting an office. We've hired an executive director.
Yeah.
So things are starting to move forward, and I think that's part of the biggest things is getting to move forward in those areas. And I think our biggest, maybe we need to have more of these virtual town halls. Maybe a different platform would make a difference. I know that there's been some difficulties with people getting onto the WebEx platform. Maybe we need to do a Facebook Live rather than that. We just knew that the WebEx platform could be very secure, and that was a big thing. So I don't know. So.
What if we reverse the trend? Right now, the only way people are participating is through chat.
Right.
Why don't we reverse it where they can now speak and we listen?
Yeah.
Good idea.
We have to have a forum like that.
In the next 3 or 4 town hall, I want to hear from Brock, from Kelly. I want to hear from Dan. I want to hear from others what they think. Yeah? And if we were to give them that opportunity, I think that would be a good town hall meeting. That we sit back and we listen and take notes and respond to what they're saying. To me, we should try 2 or 3 meetings like that where we reverse the trend. What do you think?
I like that idea, Alan. I really like. That it would really move forward on that idea is getting the word out and get attendance, right? So we could book more town halls, and it will question period. Is that CBC?
A bear pit session.
Yep. And we could break it down. So one could be governance. How would people want this organization to be structured? What are their thoughts? Moving forward. So yeah.
And I just wanted to say this though, Madam Chair, and this is kudos to the executive of AMNSIS and the board members, I guess. When like with this COVID money, just to give an example, and this is really connecting to when I see people crying because they're getting help for their kids, and they are so thankful for what AMNSIS did. I saw that today, and you know what? I just want to thank you, Madam President, because the resources that we're spreading into the community is really going to have an impact, and that looks good on the organization. I want to thank you for that.
Well, it felt really good to have that opportunity, and Robert, you worked hard to reach out to so many of our community schools, and you know, these are families that are really suffering a lot during the COVID crisis, and you know that, and in talking with some of the people who came forth today, is that their access to dollars is their natural sources just aren't there anymore. So it's quite frustrating for them. So yes, there was lots of people who were very thankful, but you know, I said it was nice to be able to help us, you know, and especially it's so anyways, we were fortunate. We put in a proposal for a COVID fund. We reached out. We're just taking a pause right now just to see where we're at financially, but we have submitted for a second round, or a third round, I guess it would be. And so I would tell everybody to, you know, to stay tuned and see how that works. And you know, we will make an announcement, and hopefully we get a bigger pot. I've put in for a really large pot. I'm hoping for at least half of what we got, and then we'll have more money to go around the province and be able to help more communities and families. And
See, if we open to the public, some people are saying, why don't we do it through Zoom? But our administrator is using WebEx, and we want to stay with WebEx, so we don't necessarily want to go into Zoom, although that's another technology we could use. We're trying to stick to one technology, and that's WebEx. So
yeah,
as I noticed, some of the chat is coming in for us to look at Zoom. I don't know whether Zoom would have an advantage over WebEx. I have no idea. But to me, WebEx has been working really good for us at the moment.
Zoom has lots of limitations as well. I think that we had looked at it, and I think it was a maximum of 30 panel or 30 people for Zoom.
Yeah, so time limit on it.
Yeah, and there was a time limit on Zoom, so that's why we went with the WebEx platform, and
It's also more secure. She said,
right, and the security thing, and so yeah, and I'm pretty sure with WebEx we have the capability to turn the microphones on.
Yeah, and anybody can be a panelist.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got a speakers list.
yeah.
Remember the other day I was using that hand? You guys are laughing at me.
We're chuckling, Alan. We're always, you know, now we've all moved into this process of doing everything online. Oh, and I can't find that darn thumb now. So we were talking about you have the ability to raise your hand in where the participants are. And I can't find that. Can you find it?
See if I can find it.
And anyways, we were talking about this and Alan found the thumbs up. And all of a sudden this thumbs up is popping across and going across the screen, and okay, that'll work. So, you know, we just have fun with it. And I think that all things considered, I think that we may have to, I think that we should be revisiting doing more of these town halls and continuing. And, you know, say at the next one, we talk specifically about health, you know, or education or economic development or governance or membership. You know, how do the people in the communities, and this is, you know, this is something that we've been talking about as a board in regards to our citizenship application is like 5 pages long. Why do we need a citizenship application that's 5 pages long?
Well, we're going to discuss that at the board meeting, right?
Yeah. So this weekend we're having a board meeting, and it's basically going to be a planning and strategy meeting, and we're going to be talking about things about our policy and our membership and our criteria and things like that. And again, going back to the big thing of taking the colonialism out of our organization. I see your comment, Ron, Rock, is to do a communication strategy. We did do advertising in some of our papers. For me, I had a really hard time this go around with Facebook. I usually am able to make a reach of over 3,000 people with our Facebook. And I don't know what's going on. They changed the whole platform for pages, and I'm unable to boost posts or even to pay and boost posts. I'm not able to do it. So I don't know. I made a comment about a month ago when the riots were storming the Capitol. Okay. I made a comment about the Americans, so maybe I've been put into Facebook jail or something. I don't know.
They pulled the same thing they pulled on Trump, took him out of Twitter.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I just said something about the Americans were being crazy, and I think who knows? You never know what's going on. But so stay tuned and watch our Facebook page, watch our website. We also have the iTunes. We've got an account with iTunes. Mm-hmm. We've got Instagram, and we've got Twitter. Twitter, in all honesty, people, I've been staying away from Twitter because it is real lateral violence on there. It's just horrendous. So anyways, if you want to watch any of our past virtual town halls, they are being uploaded onto the Twitter account, or onto the YouTube account. So there's going to be lots of videos there that are available, and we have our website, and we'll be posting lots of information there. Instagram, so website, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All the sites are AMNSIS, except for our Facebook page, which is Association of Métis and Non-Status Indians of Saskatchewan.
We should give Rock an opportunity to speak, but I want to remind Rock to watch his French this time.
Alrighty.
So if Jillian can get him on.
Okay, hello.
Oh, there he is.
Watch his French.
Well, first of all, from what I can gather, 50% of this meeting has been spent on communication, right? And I'll start by saying, well, Robert saw the need to communicate the mess with the environment and the mines up north, right? It has to be said, it has to be it has to be addressed. That's communication. Town hall meeting, communication. Everything revolves around communication. The cornerstone of having an organization that's going to grow is communication. You know, how do we define our membership? How do we grow our membership? It's all communication. You are on the right track, right? By those town hall meetings, right? Alan again talked about communication. We got to give them the voice. Well, how are you going to do that? You're going to have to think. You're going to have to strategize. You're going to have to spend a couple of nights thinking about it. There is 65,000 Métis and more in Saskatchewan that you are the voice of. Because apparently with the Métis Nation, now there are only 15,000. What the hell is that? Right? So the cornerstone is the communication strategy, how to grow. And this is what we did. We did a program, there's the Question Métis, the Métis Matters, right? Every week we have a community radio. But get that, we're not community, we're right across the country. And next time we talk about communication, I'm going to be saying, Alan, how do we cross over to Europe? Because we got to make some noise over there. Because that's the only leverage we're going to get to make the Canadian government listen to us. If we go up front, we always have a door that is closed. And now we've got the means of communication to go abroad and to get a tribune there and to tell the people they're burying uranium in my backyard until we glow in the dark and die of cancer. Right? So one point when Robert was talking about, the main point was to bury the arsenic from Northwest Territories in Saskatchewan, right? Because there is about the size of 2 or 3 arena buried underneath Yellowknife by the giant mines. It's all arsenic and it's sipping into the Great Lake. They got to get rid of it. So they wanted to dump it in Saskatchewan. What a great idea. Right? They're not playing fair. So that's all I have to say for now. And that's what I was referring to. Right?
Yes,
when I addressed the issue with the Soul, Soul said, get active, get active. Yeah. Let's revisit the Royal Proclamation and let's use that as a stepping stone.
those are good comments, Rock. It's good to hear you. You as an advocate for the Métis and so forth. It's good to hear that, and I think we need to work together in this country as Indigenous people. AMNSIS should not only be working in the province of Saskatchewan. I believe that we should have a voice at the international level also, and we combine our voices with U.S. Quebec and other provinces.
Well, it's something I'm working on. But what happened is that the people that want to hire me are First Nation, as usual. The First Nation, they love me more. Give me some love.
Well, folks, we're coming to the end of our 9 o'clock. Thank you, Rock. Oh, it's been crazy. It's been crazy, but it's been good. It's been a really, really good ride. So keep an eye on our websites, folks. We're gonna, I think we're going to carry on this discussion of maybe broadening our platform, and maybe doing a more hard set communication strategy and advertising this a little bit more. But I want to thank all of you for attending, and I hope to see you soon, and everybody stay safe.